Oh, before we go, sending up Brad to tee off. And Orlando is talking to us about
drug smuggling to Singapore.
You know,
I'm a Singapore drug smuggler.
There's a running theme that sometimes Orlando makes bad decisions. Well, quite often, and this might be one of them. And we're going to test that theory. Was good decision or bad decision? Orlando, tell us about the activity.
Oh, well, I'm not going to make a judgment on a good decision or bad decision. It was just a fun decision. So anyway, I get my medical marijuana card. I take it downtown San Francisco. And I get this caramel. And I'm leaving in a couple of days for Singapore to Phuket. And I went into Walgreens for some selling solutions. And this dude sitting at the counter and checkout booth said, "Man, you gotta try these caramels. They're just great, man. I've been eating them."
Okay, so you have edibles that are THC-based edibles.
Yes, I had just bought these edibles that looked exactly like the caramels that this guy was selling at the counter. So I threw them all in the same bag, and I brought them to Phuket via Singapore.
Now,
I'm one of the few guys that ever smuggled drugs into Thailand and not out. So by the time this plane left SFL, transferred in Seoul, Korea, ended up in Singapore, the whole back end of the plane was completely baked.
All right, so a couple things here. Well, let me make sure I'm level with this. A, you have drugs in your
carry-on. Yeah.
Lots of them.
Just little caramel edibles.
Lots of edibles.
Yeah.
That you're bringing into Singapore.
Yeah.
A place that's extremely strict with the drug laws.
Yeah, absolutely. Probably the strictest city in the whole world.
And you have a whole plane that knows you have the drugs.
Oh no, I only gave them to the Americans. In fact, the Singapore Air is a great airline. It's just milling. But you know, even the flight attendants could see me handing candy out to other people on the plane.
So only the Americans and the flight attendants knew you were dealing drugs. On the flight.
No, the flight attendants thought I was just giving people candy, right? But the Aussies, the Americans, the Kiwis, Canadians, you know, the Hollies that were on board knew exactly what I was handing them.
All right.
So not only do we go to Seoul, but we stay on the same plane and go from Seoul to Singapore. And we eat some more going down there. And by the time we get there, I mean, we're completely the whole back end of the plane, which is where most of the Hollies were. We're just big.
So you're making the case that you brought the edibles and smuggled the drugs into two countries, not just one.
Two.
Okay.
Two countries that are very strict.
They're very strict on drug laws.
And then I brought them on another airplane from Singapore to Phuket. So I'm
countries technically then.
Yeah. So I'm probably the only dude that ever smuggled drugs into Thailand and not out.
All right, you got 3 countries smuggling drugs. And then, if I understand this correctly, when you told Jeff about this, and he was like, dude, what the fuck? You're smuggling all these drugs into countries, that's not cool, you shouldn't do that. Then you took the drugs back with you on the return flight back to all those same countries.
Oh yeah, Jeff didn't express any interest in keeping them. Otherwise, I would have just left them in the house.
All right, so
and then I get back to the U.S. and he said, "Why don't you take them back?"
Okay, so
because that's the whole Hawk family thing. You guys never say what you really want. I got to freaking read your freaking minds.
All right, this isn't about that. This is about drug smuggling into Korea, then into Singapore, then into Phuket.
Good.
And then someone gives you advice that maybe that's not the best decision, and yet then you take the drugs back through Singapore, back through another country.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Back to the U.S.
Pretty much.
All right. So you, Mr. Audience, Orlando, good decision or bad decision?
Come on, give me a thumbs up. I had fun.